Hi guys, it's Lauren. It's been like 3 months since my last video, and I'm sorry about that. Life just happened, life got in the way, and I just wasn't filming, so here we are, 3 months later. Hello, how you been? So in my last video, I was working on my synopsis and my cover letter, and they're like 80% of the way done, I want to say, because there's still things that I'm not sure of, like the title, for example. I still don't have one. I'm basically on my third draft. I've had feedback from Matty, which is the friend that I've just been to see. We got a hot chocolate together. He gave me some really good feedback. The main takeaway from the feedback is that I need to add more stuff in. Like, I didn't even describe Tayshan, like his appearance. Like, there's so many little things like that I've just missed. So that's my third draft. I'm basically going in again, adding more detail, especially with like my descriptions for places and like houses. I just suck at it. I really suck so bad. My favourite part about writing is like the dialogue. Like the dialogue and the angst and like the characters. I hate the setting and the place and yeah. So I'm on chapter 7 of my third draft, and in chapter 7 my characters, Amaret and Tayshan, get invited back to this massive manor house, and it's like everything you imagine, like a period home, like something out of Pride and Prejudice, like expensive classical manor house, right? So I was on Rightmove trying to like steal the descriptions because I can't make up my own. I'm joking, not really. I was on Rightmove. Last night I basically rewrote the beginning to this chapter, and I'm gonna share it because why not? We need to share more on here, okay? It should have been obvious when Mr. Tilney called his home an estate. Yet nested in westerly views across the valley and located directly at the end of a straight tree-lined avenue, the Grade 2 listed manor house still made Amaret stall, and she wasn't even driving. So like for me, that's enough. Like, I don't care like about the windows or about the door, like, but I feel like that sentence isn't enough. Like, I feel like I need to build on that, but like I don't want to. I think that's plenty. I know that's not enough. I need to like give the readers a little bit more description of the house, especially if my characters are going to be acting like so amazed by this house. I need to like show why they're amazed, you know? For all my readers know, they could be looking at some like council estate, you know, in like Birkenhead. But once I've tackled this like description of the manor house, I have a really fun chapter ahead of me, because it's when my characters first meet one of the ring owners. Like, if you know the basis of my story, like, you would understand what I'm talking about. I shouldn't have to change much more of chapter 7, but I do know that the way that it ends is very sudden, and I think if I add in another scene, or maybe potentially another chapter, depending on like how big it ends up being, chapter 7, like without giving too much away, sort of ends on like this jealousy argument, but it ends like, I think it ends too sudden. I think it needs to go on a little bit longer, and I've got an idea. I've got ideas. It's just whether I can execute them as well as I want to. Hopefully I can, because it in my head like it's gonna be really good, but on the page, probably not.
I know my love should be celebrated, but you tolerate it.
So it has been a couple of days now. It's now the 23rd of February. I don't even remember when I filmed that clip in the car, but I think it was like the weekend? Yeah. Oh, okay, that's not that bad. Okay, so it's now Wednesday, and I think I filmed that clip on Saturday. So that's not... that is a bit bad, really, isn't it? I'm still on chapter 7, but I have added so much detail and like background to the story that I genuinely think I've made such a difference, and I really hope that's the truth, and I really hope that I haven't like overdone it and made it worse, but I don't think I can do that. Fingers crossed. The stuff that I'm adding in chapter 7 now, like, I don't know how it wasn't in there in the first place. Like, that's how crucial I think it is. Like, the story that like this character is telling, how was that not told? Like, how did I miss that piece of information? And like, I realised a small plot hole that like, it's not even a plot hole, but it's just like such obvious fucking information that I didn't even like think to include in the first draft or the second draft. I'm also reading this amazing series called The Four Horsemen. I've just finished book 2. I've literally read the 2 books in like a day. Like, I just inhaled them. The third one's called Famine, and then the 4th one is called Death, and I'm so excited. But I also don't like want it to end, so I'm trying to make book 3 like last. But oh my god, it's so good. It's like the type of writing that like I read and like get envious over. I probably shouldn't be reading it and then write my own book, because I'm just looking at my work like disappointment. One day someone's gonna read my writing and think, I want to write like Lauren Clark. Hopefully. All I want to do really is continue to read that series, but I need to put some time into this tonight because I didn't do any yesterday. I just read that series, so I'm gonna put some music back on and continue to write, edit. And all the while I will be thinking about the Four Horsemen. Hopefully I will update tomorrow, and hopefully it won't be like another week's time, because I would like to get a vlog up this year, you know, this year maybe, we'll see. So if you had any high expectations for this vlog of me making drastic progress, then that's your own problem. Because I'm still on chapter fucking 7. Oh my god. And towards the end, like, I thought I was at the end last week, but clearly not. So it's Sunday, and instead of doing what I normally do on a Sunday, which is having like a really lazy day, I'm gonna get ready and go to Liverpool for the day and do some writing. It's meant to be quite a nice day, so I feel like that's gonna push me out the door even more. We're gonna go to Liverpool and I'm gonna sit in my favourite coffee shops, possibly do some shopping because I need an outfit for Saturday, and we're gonna write, we're gonna edit, we're gonna definitely finish chapter fucking 7 for a start. There's something I just love about going to a coffee shop. I think it's because I have no distractions there. Like, when I'm writing at my desk like this, my bed is right there, and believe me if I don't take advantage of that and just lay in bed, because I prefer laying in bed anyway because of my boobs. I either have to like lift them up so they're on the desk or I like to lie down on my front so that, you know, all the weight is off my back. So on Friday night, me and my friend had a spontaneous trip to Nottingham. We stayed over Friday night and then we came back Saturday evening, so obviously that took up a heavy portion of my weekend, which it was such a good day, but also like now is Sunday, I need to like put twice as much effort in, because when it comes to the week during work, I don't really do much. So I am happy to say, I am fucking ecstatic to say that chapter 7 is done. It's done. It is done. I went to Liverpool and I sat in Cafe Nero, had an iced latte, did a bit of writing, bit of editing. Then I moved on to Waterstones and I sat in there for a little bit and got some work done, and yeah, we finished chapter 7. I've never been a big stat person with writing. It's never really like been something that intrigues me or interests me to like keep track of stuff like that. But I have got my draft 2 up alongside my draft 3, and I've highlighted chapters 1 to 7 on both. So in draft 2, chapters 1 to 7 was 26,976 words, so basically 27,000 words. And in draft 3, it's 31,617 words. So that's like almost, what, let me do some maths here. I'm not great, I only got a C in maths, so just give me a second. Like almost just under 5k added in 7 chapters. I mean, is that bad? I don't know. It's probably not even going to be a problem. I'm just panicking because, I don't know. I've never written a book this big before. I've never actually got this far before to the third draft. It's always been like first drafts and then, oh, there's too many plot holes, let's do something else. So it's now Tuesday, the 1st of March. I've just finished work. I've just put my new pajamas on, and I don't know what these are. Is it meant to like tie?
No, surely not. So basically on chapter 8 so far, I've written 335 words that are like brand new. So these words weren't in draft 2. So I've basically changed the beginning completely. And that's mainly because of how I finished chapter 7. I'm basically changing the beginning and the end of like every chapter, and I hope that's not going to be a pattern throughout the rest of the draft. But so far on these 8 chapters, I have changed the beginning, the end, and like obviously a few bits in the middle. So does that like say much about me? Like, because I think it does. I want to share something of these 355 words. So this is like halfway through these 355 words, obviously, because I can't give you too much context because I just can't. But basically, you'll kind of get the contacts. You'll basically get the contacts. You'll basically get the context anyway from like what I'm about to share, because it's pretty obvious. His eyes were on her and they were pissed. They looked like they knew exactly how she slept last night. How they slept. Promise broken, space invaded, and boundaries obliterated. Although, I've just realised invaded and obliterated kind of like clash a little bit, but I don't want to change it. So basically I've done the beginning bit, and now, fingers crossed, I can just copy from draft 2 straight over. Obviously I'm gonna type it all out because that's the way that I find I edit the best. It's just like sometimes rewriting, sometimes just copying, but basically just tracing it over. I'm gonna put some music on now because I can feel myself getting distracted already and I haven't even like stopped filming. So I will hopefully update you tonight. If I don't update, it's because it'll be like next week and I'll still be on chapter 8. But let's not have that negative energy. The next time I see you, I'm gonna be like almost done with chapter 8. Like there is no chance. There's no chance.
It's quite greasy, to be honest, but I'm still gonna eat it. So, I've been to Liverpool. I didn't really get much done today, just because, I don't know, I wasn't feeling it. Like, you know, when you just sit down sometimes and you want to write, but like the brain isn't there for it. So I was basically walking around Waterstones, trying to find books similar to mine, so that they could be my comp titles. Is that the word? Comps? I don't fucking know. Like, I was wanting to sit down and edit, obviously, and write, but when I sat down in Cafe Nero, like, my brain just wasn't on, and I was getting frustrated with myself, and it was just not worth it. So I ended up going to Waterstones, and I had a like massive walk around all of the shelves and books, and basically I was trying to find books that were similar to mine so that I have some like comparison titles. That's what I did. I basically had a look around Waterstones, and then I was like reading the acknowledgements to try and find some new agents. It's been a little bit of like a wake-up call at the amount of agents that I'm actually going to be able to submit to, and it's very low. It's a lot lower than I thought it would be, and I think that's because I'm so used to like watching other people's vlogs where they have like loads to submit to, and I forget the UK, it's not the same story. I may not even have like 15 agents that I could submit to, so that's a lot. Well, it's not a lot, but it's a lot to like wrestle with, you know? But the point is, that's what I'd done today. I was basically just walking around Waterstones trying to find new literary agents that I'm not aware of, like in the acknowledgements, and also trying to find books similar to mine. And did I walk away with some of that information? Surely did. Have I finished chapter 8? No. No, I haven't. But I have lied for this whole vlog because in my mind, draft 2 was like the really long chapter where I needed to finish the ending off, but draft 2 me already did that. Draft 2 me has split chapter 8 up into more chapters, so thanks draft 2 Lauren, I don't need to worry about that. But I also need to worry about a lot of other things. This camera can't even focus on me. How am I meant to focus on my book? Chapter 8's almost done. I know I said this at like every point in the video that I'm almost done, but
you know, it takes time. The scene that I'm sort of working on right now is that scene that we love in romance where the guy's talking about himself and he's uncomfortable because he's masculine, he's broody, he's, you know, grumpy. He doesn't like to talk about himself, but the second that someone brings up her name, he's got all the fucking words to say. He can talk about her because he loves her. That's what's going on. He loves her, he just don't know it yet. So yeah, I'm basically trying to do that. It's now Friday. I've just signed off work for the weekend, so I'm in a very good mood. If your eyes aren't on my nails, what are they on? To be honest. Oh, look at that. So that conversation that I was talking about where he doesn't want to talk about himself but he wants to talk about Amoret, I enjoyed writing so much. Like his discomfort. His discomfort? How does that sound? Like a discomfort. Why does it sound like that? That's a word. Discomfort. Why does it sound like that? Comfort. His discomfort. Ew. Discomfort. Am I putting too much pronunciation on the cum bit? Hang on. I really can't be saying this right. That word is truly its definition. I am very uncomfortable saying that word. Discomfort. Wow. Anyway, yeah, right in that conversation between Tayshan and these two other guys, these two other characters, where you can really see that Tayshan admires Amoret like so much. It just made my heart just like... But it's now the weekend, so my plan is right now I am going to keep the camera rolling because that's my best way to like keep myself in check. Genuinely, if I was to get arrested right now and they were like, hold your hands up, I wouldn't do that. I would do that, bitch. I'm gonna put some music on and then we're gonna finish chapter 8 right here, right now. Like Vanessa Hudgens and Zac Efron sang on that little shed. What was it? Treehouse. So it's now Saturday, it's almost midday. I'm just about to go out with my sister and my nephew to do a little bit of shopping, but I thought I would just do like a quick update before I go. So basically chapter 8 is done. I'm really happy with it. Well, this conversation that I was explaining that Tayshan was talking about Amoret to these other two characters, it basically like without giving too much away, because I always want to share like what I'm doing, but I know that I'm sharing a lot. We get to see like how oh my god. So basically, because I'm like such an underwriter, like when I'm adding information that I think is enough, it turns out that it never is. So like we definitely needed more about how Amoret got to where she is today as a funeral consultant. So this chapter basically gives the reader that information, but gives it in a way that's a lot more entertaining than just like a massive paragraph of info dump. We get to see it through a conversation that Tayshan shows basically all of his fucking cards without knowing it, because he speaks about her with such like pride but also like discomfort. I still sound so wrong. That like the reader can see more of their relationship and more of Amoret's history. So I hope I've killed two birds with one stone. So basically, thank you for watching this vlog. It hasn't been that productive in terms of like quality. No, the quality's there, the quantity isn't. Like I'm not someone who can edit 4 chapters in one sitting. I'm someone who needs like four weeks, like 4 days to edit one chapter. Like it takes me a while because I'm so like conscious of like the quality, and I want to make sure that I'm doing the right stuff. Like, does that make sense? This is my 3rd draft. Like when I'm doing my 4th draft, or when I like get to the next stage, I don't want to be having to like think like, oh, I didn't write enough in this chapter again, you know what I mean? So I want to make sure that I'm adding everything that needs to be fucking added, basically. So I hope this vlog has been worth the like 4-month wait that it has been, but hopefully it won't take another 4 months for a new vlog to come out, because ideally I would like to start a new vlog tonight so that I can just keep this focus and keep this energy and just like go through it, you know? Thank you for watching and goodbye.